Hello. Good afternoon, Alessio. Good afternoon, Yelena. Welcome to our lesson. I probably have no lipstick on and look like the devil, but I was with my friend today at lunch and things just happened to go longer than usual. And so, yeah, so you get me as I am. Didn't have time. I did have time to make my fake coffee, my mushroom coffee that I'm drinking these days. And I'm also testing something here. I don't know what the screen looks like for you, but they are offering me now to do lessons in the wide format and in the portrait format, in the landscape and in the portrait format. So I'm testing it out. Let's see how it goes. If you are on the portrait format, so the long skinny one, and you want to switch, I think you can go out and click on the other one. Hello, Serena. Maybe you can give me a little feedback. Hello, Lorena. Hello. We have our people back. I'm back in Europe, which is nice, nice, nice. It feels like I've been gone somehow forever, even though we had lessons in between. Hey, Natalia, sweetie. If y'all could give me some feedback how the video looks, that would be great. Just because I'm testing out this new feature that they have on Instagram, on YouTube. Hey, Yuki. Hey, Chama. With being able to offer it in 2 different formats. So we'll see. Maybe this will bring more people to us. If not. Our topic today is education, like it should have been yesterday. Did anybody experience anything with, okay, it's okay. Cool. We'll see when I throw up my first slide. Let me know. And also microphone, I hope you can hear me okay. I forgot to put some chairs in here so the volume is not so strange. It's a bit of an echo effect in here. But yesterday, hey, Karina, hello, dear. There was this big, huge thing going on with different platforms on the internet. I think Iwa was hit by it. We had a lot of people commenting yesterday they couldn't use the app. I couldn't use Canva. I guess Twitter or X, whatever it is called, was affected. Were you affected yesterday by the internet? Hey, Gracie, dear. So were you affected by it yesterday, or was everything okay? And you have no idea what I'm talking about. Hello, Mars, welcome. Nice to have you over here on YouTube. Welcome, sweetie. Awesome. So yesterday we couldn't do the first half of education. So I thought, okay, we'll do the second half today. We'll do the first half next week on Iwa. And then that way we will cover the topic. I will offer a quiz next week. And then on Wednesday, maybe I will show you trips from Uzbekistan, or I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe you have other ideas. Yeah, internet connection was weird yesterday. Hey, Kaluna, dear. Yeah, it was really, really weird. So like last minute, queen of last minute here, at like 5 minutes before our lesson yesterday on Iwa, I wanted to download my slides, but yeah, that didn't happen. Missed you so much too, Kaluna, sweetie. We are affected by hurricanes today, or was that yesterday? Oh, goodness, Gracie. I didn't have any problems, but my husband, he couldn't use Twitter. Yes. Okay. So lots of people having different issues today or yesterday. That was, thank goodness it has been fixed. I find these things are a little bit scary though, because, you see how connected everything is. One thing goes out and then others. Gracie, I hope you're staying safe. Yeah. Good luck to you, sweetie. And with a hurricane going on. Are you anywhere near it? Are you safe? What are you doing to protect yourself? Let us know if you'd like. All right. I'm going to throw up our first poll question. And again, if you could oops. Don't touch anything. If you could let me know if this looks good. ChatGPT didn't work yesterday as well, right, Yelena? Yes, and that's a bad thing. So so I'm going to throw up our first slide, and for those of you who are watching this actually in this sort of squeezed in format, I can see myself. So I'll try to move so you can see it. It might be very small though, the slide. Let's see what happens. We're all doing a little bit of an experiment here today. And I need to hop over here. Okay. Thanks, I'm safe. Unfortunately, staying in, but a lot of damage. Oh no. Okay, well, keep my fingers crossed for you. I will take a look at the news afterwards and see what's going on. I'm a little out of the loop. What's happening in regards to the hurricane near you? Okay, so let's start with a nice poll question here. I hope those of you who are in portrait format can see this okay. Landscape format should be okay. He said it was because of a powerful solar flare. Really? That's okay. So it's good that we have all of our electronic banking going on these days, huh? Have a nice little natural solar flare and whoop, you're poor. I'm scared about these things. I believe in paper money, even though it's annoying, but yeah. Math. Okay, thank you, Gracie, keeping us on track. What's your favorite school subject? Or what was, that is, maybe. For me, definitely math. So you loved math. Okay, we have two people who I definitely would have needed to take tutoring from because I am the worst at math. We have another one with math, Karina, as well. So math, science, art, PE. PE, just to let you know, is physical education. So when you when you play basketball, when you do sports, physical education kind of makes sense. For short, we say PE. I am an art girl. For me, it was all about art and chatting with my friends. That was my favorite subject. So, okay, we have a lot of people who like math. We have science. Why don't I see all the comments? I don't know, Natalia. Are you on the wide format or the narrow format? And for some reason, there is a PM next to with a phone like, it looks like you and Kaluna are in the narrow format. So you're in the portrait format and not in the, okay, weird. Okay, because I'm going to take a screenshot and I will send it to you because there's next to your name and next to Kaluna's name, I have a little camera. Let me show you. Let me see if I can share that with you. So next to your names, I don't know if I can do that so that you can actually see it. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Maybe that helps. There is a little camera. See that little camera thing, like PM? And then it has this little sort of phone camera angle. Me too, I don't see, okay. Can everybody else see the comments? Okay, everything going okay? Let me know, please, because I'm testing something here that will allow me to offer two different formats, which in theory, I guess, shows I am not able to see Kaluna and Natalia's comments. Okay, so you two must be in the different live. I can only see Natalia's comments. Okay. Me too. Okay. Oh no. Yes, I can see them. Okay. So because it's really strange when I posted this, the option to be able to watch us in the narrow format or in the wide format. For me, no format changes. Thanks for the heads up. Let me show you. It offered two different lives for the same live, or two different thumbnails, let's say, for the same live. So let's see if it's still there. So like I have two different, this exact same thing. So maybe you can pop out and then go back in. Okay, so maybe pop out and go on to the other one. Yeah, maybe that makes the most sense. All right, so for me, the same as usual. Okay, so maybe hop out. Hey, Michaela, hop out and go into the other live stream, and then maybe you will be in the one that offers you the wider format. Yeah, so let's see. All right, anybody else have anything they would like to share with different subjects? Maybe there's a subject that was your favorite that you didn't, that's not listed here. You're more than welcome to list that as well. All right, so then let's hop on to our next one. Hopefully my ladies Kaluna and I think it was Lorena, I'm not sure, are able to see it correctly. Okay, then let me remove this and move on to our next slide here. Okay. Yes, I changed. Okay, and is it better now? Let's see. I agree with Yuki. It was easier for me to finish university. Oh wait, I missed Yuki's comment. That's weird. But then learning every day in high school. Okay, I missed Yuki's comment. I'm so sorry, but today I can stay with you for only half an hour. Stay as long as you like. We're always happy to have you here, no matter the length of time. I missed Yuki's comment somehow. Okay. For me, the format didn't change. Okay, that's the last comment I have from Yuki. Okay. All right. So hopefully everything is okay. You can see things. And for those of you who have continued to stay in the long format, I hope you can read things easily. So we have some phrasal verbs here. Alessia is already jumping on the wagon here, or jumping on the ball. So let's see. 1, go over. 2, go through. 3, build up. I cannot see Yuki, Alessio, and others. Lorena, if you hop out and then hop into the other one, then maybe that will work. Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm testing this. I'm sorry. Let's see. If it's silly, then we won't go for it. But yeah, and it's difficult. Okay. And then see, but I didn't like school at all. I hated school, Yuki. My teachers never knew what to do with me because I clearly understood things. I just didn't care. I didn't care about what they were teaching me. I was kind of ignorant like that. So it was not good for my teachers. I feel sorry for them. So 1, go over. 2, go through. 3, build up. 4, focus on. And then our answers are A, read or study something carefully. B, increase knowledge or skills. C, review or check material. And D, give attention to something. So what do we have for number 1? Alessio is saying C, go over is C. Any other guesses? Serena's going with C. What else do we have? Anybody else want to take a guess with number 1, go over? What can you tell me? Okay, so 1 is C, go over is C, to review or check material. It's always important to go over your material before you have an exam. The teacher went over the new material. I won't use that word yet because we've not had it yet. So, all right, what about with number 2, go through? Which one works best with number 2? Number 1 is C, and what is number 2? Go through. Okay, Karina's saying A. Yuki A. Alessio A. Kaluna A. Okay, so let's see. Go through A, right? Makes sense. Read or study something carefully. To go through the material, you have to really work your way through it. Natalia, you're right. Oh, actually, 1 is C, 2 is A. I think you mean 2 is A. And what about number 3, build up? What can you tell me for that one, for build up? Okay, Kaluna's saying B. Alessio B. B. From Lorena. Okay, so build up. 3, to increase knowledge or skills. Here's a nice little sentence. And if you want to use any of these in a sentence, you're more than welcome to do so. Exactly. Thank you for everyone answering. 3 is B, to increase knowledge or skills. Here's a little sentence to practice it. The course helps students build up their writing skills, build up their social skills, build up whatever knowledge you need for something, to improve it, to increase what you know already. Last but not least, we have number 4, focus on. What can you tell me? Number 4, focus on. So 1 was C, 2 is A, 4 is 3 is B, 4 has to be, ta-da, D. So focus on. Focus was the most simple. Okay. Focus on. Exactly. Okay. So hopefully some of these are new. So focus on, we have is D, to give attention to something. You focus on it. I need to focus on this material right now. Let's talk in 5 minutes. I need to focus on my child. She is crying. Something of that nature. If anybody wants to use any of these in a sentence, it is used as an Italian. It is used as an Italian word. Do you say focus on as like because in German they have a lot of foreign words. A lot of English foreign words have been incorporated into the language since I've moved here. Actually, only focus. Focus. You gotta focus. Yeah, you can say that as well. You don't need to say focus on, but focus on is like something more specific. Focus. I need to focus. Maybe that's more in general. Okay. Is that an Italian word, or is that an English word that has been introduced into Italian? What can you tell me? I'm curious, because it's interesting. In Germany, so many words, so many English words have kind of crept their way into the German vocabulary. An English word. Okay, so it's one of these words that has been borrowed in the Italian language, that has sort of been introduced and is now used. Okay. It's interesting when these things happen. It kind of goes both ways, right? All right, let's take a look at some questions here. And I am going to have to buy a new mouse because I killed mine when I was traveling. So many English words. Oh, cool, Serena. So guys, let's do a quick round of which English words are in your language today. Maybe you can tell me the language, some of your languages, I'm not quite sure. So let me know language and let me know what words do you have that are English. I can tell you we don't have any Germans here. I don't think. So yeah, let me know. Which words do you have in your language that are English words? So in Germany, we have meeting. So it used to be a Besprechung when I first moved here. Today it's a meeting. And a phone call, it used to be Telefonat. I'm going through my cooking school textbooks recently. Okay. So if you can think, focus comes from Latin. So you already had focus maybe in your language, but I'm looking for words. Okay, so weekend. In which language? I guess is that le weekend? Is that French? Focus on could also be starting reading and studying carefully something. Exactly. Focus on and then something specific. Thanks, Lorena, you're right. Okay, so it already existed. All the words connected to IT totally makes sense, absolutely makes sense. What about words like meeting or oui, Francois? French. Okay, so you say weekend nowadays in French. What is weekend actually in French? I'm curious. So maybe you can tell me that. All right. If anybody else wants to share English words that have been introduced and become commonplace in your language, you can let me know. I always think that's so interesting to see the sort of exchange that we have in languages. So otherwise, I am going to throw up some conversation questions for us that I'm also curious to hear your answers, what you have to say. And I need to hop over to the other side of the screen, or we will not see it. So here we go. Oh, that did not work. 1 second. There was an issue with your file. Please try again. Okay, we can do that. No problem. We need number 3. And here, I've got 4 questions for you, hopefully. Let me get rid of this. All right. All right. Doorbell's ringing. We don't care. Okay. Oh, nope. We need number 3. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Hopefully this is going to work. Ta-da! Yay. There we go. Okay, our very, very busy slide. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, Francois. I'm Leticia. and I'm French too. Are you my Leticia from Instagram or another one? So we've got 2 French people in our community today. That's nice, nice, nice. Many words about fashion. So t-shirt, shopping, look, maybe that's glamour, trend. I would guess jeans is maybe like blue jeans also. So Michaela, good. Thank you for sharing those with us. Foreign words that have been introduced and become commonplace. Nowadays, English, it's vital. Yeah, it's kind of, at the moment, yes. So we'll see what that is in several years from now. Who knows? All right, so let's take a look at question number 1. And we have, what subject should every student learn? So let's say that you are in charge of, Leticia, oh, so happy to have you here, sweetie. Welcome, welcome. What is it, a cardigan sweater? I think that's supposed to be. I'm not sure, it's a little typo going on. So Gracie, thank you. Yeah, cardigan sweater could be introduced as well. Economy, all right. So words that have hairstyle fashions, like maybe a bob, layered, highlights. I don't know. Maybe these are words. In German, you also say highlights when you get little blonde colorings in your hair. Wi-Fi, gym, brainstorm. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I always think it's interesting to see which words. I think it's cool. Thanks, guys, for sharing. Maybe you can tell me now about number 1. You are in charge of education in your country. So tell me, please, which subject would you say absolutely has to be in the curriculum? So ball pen, air condition, high blood, like high blood pressure, maybe? What do you mean by high blood? I'm not quite sure what that means, Kaluna. Please help. Okay, so which one would you think should be taught every subject? What subjects should every student learn? Which do you think are the most important? Which do you, yeah, let's do that, just most important. Schools should definitely focus more on speaking skills. In Italy, they give it low priority. It should be almost the opposite. I totally agree, Alessio, and especially in our digital age where kids are less likely to really speak with each other, to be able to express yourself is so important. I love that. Emotional intelligence, love it, love it, love it. Language, every student should learn economics. Okay, okay, okay. And let's see, Italian young people used to say, ooh, hold on, what is that? Sinacciata, or Italianism for to snitch. This sounds very similar. Sinacciata and snitch. Okay, cool. Totally agree with Alessio. I do too. Public speaking, economics, like I think like budgeting money. I think that schools should teach that. It would make math more interesting if you were to like give each kid, let's say, $50,000, or whatever in your country, and they have to budget that money, like fake money. I think that would make it so much fun and would help people to learn, or help kids to learn at an early age how to handle money. Values and ethics, very important. Reading and writing skills are basic knowledge for everyone. Math, language, history, art. And I love history and art too, because it helps you to kind of understand our evolution, I think, and also to see where things start to repeat. And I think that that's good to understand sort of philosophically that things do repeat. So be aware whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And history shows you that. And art as well, I find. Financial intelligence. Yes. Gosh, I wish I had learned that. All right, moving on. I digress. Number 2, what can you tell me about? So should schools focus more on practical skills or academic subjects? Values to be taught and instilled in early education or early school, definitely. I think in the States, we have a lot of that. I call it kind of socialization. It sounds kind of negative, sort of like brainwashing. But when you go to the United States, when you're on a playground, kids are really nice. Like they say thank you and please and may I, and they're very polite with each other. And that comes from having this sort of socialization instilled in you at an early age, at home and in preschool. Evolution or involution. Oops, of course, that's my man calling because I'm in a live stream. I'm sorry, I don't want to decline him. I feel bad. Let's just let it ring. Practical for sure. Okay. So involution, I'm not quite sure what that is, but evolution is more like, we come from monkeys and then we grow into humans. And also you have with the evolution of anything, something starts basic and then it becomes more and more complex. So, then, all right. So we can also move on to number 3, if you like. In my opinion, Italian schools are very strong in theory and academic knowledge, but less focused on practical skills. Okay. And Michaela, do you find that to be a good thing or sort of a neutral thing, a bad thing? What do you have to say? Moving on, in your opinion, which subjects are the most important for the future? I would have to say, I think that bad. Okay. Yeah, it's the same here in Germany. You learn so much, but it's just swallowing information and it's not really practical. It's not critical thinking. It's not sort of like learning how to express yourself. So yeah, I agree. Same here in Germany and in the States. Education really depends on how much money you have. If you have a lot of money and can send your children to private schools, they will have a phenomenal education. If you live in a bad neighborhood that doesn't have a lot of money, your kids will have a really poor education. It's a very sad fact of American society. Computer science is one of the most important. Totally agree, Gracie, like programming, computer science and mathematics, teaching kids how to program. My son just came to me with an idea, and our nephew just came to us with an idea about an app. If they had learned programming in school, then that would have also kind of like helped them to maybe realize part of their goals or to have a better understanding. All the ideas the kids are having these days are programming. But if you've never learned that, it's very daunting. In Serbia, more than 50% of the population speak English, especially young people. Sometimes I think that only me in Belgrade struggle with English. You are not struggling. You're doing an amazing job. Be kind to yourself. All right, so let's see. I'll slowly move on to number 4. How expensive, talking about education in the United States, how expensive is education in your country? So in Germany, it's pretty fair, I have to say. In Milan, it is very expensive to go to university. If you want to go to one of the best universities called Baccioni, I think, Baccioni, you need 25,000 euros per year. That's expensive. That's starting to look like American prices. That's very expensive. For me, subjects that are focused on our environment, especially protection, definitely, that would be good too. The fact is also in health system, if you have money, you can access awesome medicinal medicine, if not public. Okay, Gracie, same in the United States. Same. Education and health, if you have money, you are the best doctors, the best schools. If you don't, good luck. It's so crazy. Public is free and bad, private, oops, hold on. Sorry, we scroll up here. Let me see. How do I get in here so I can scroll up? There we go. Okay, so we have, it depends, sorry, public is free and bad, private is bad too. Really, Gracie, public and private are bad. It depends. Public school is not very expensive, but private costs a lot. It depends on the faculty. The most expensive is medicine. Okay. So if you study medicine, it's going to cost you a lot in Moldova. Public elementary and junior high school is free in Japan. So Yuki, do you even have private schools in Japan for elementary, junior, and high school? Do you have private schools as an option, or is everything free? In Peru, good education is expensive. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. Living in Germany, this is what I've been told. I don't have a lot of experience, and I actually taught at a private school, so I don't want to believe this. But they say that the teachers, the better teachers, tend to teach in public schools because public schools offer you way more opportunities, more financial security. You're paid in the summer. You have all kinds of, like, you can't be fired. So in Germany, the best teachers go to public schools. And like in the United States, the best teachers go to private schools. They earn infinitely more money, but not here in Germany. So I find that kind of interesting. So if you want the best education, maybe you go to a private school. We do have international schools. Sorry, I took a break. They're very expensive and international and that kind of thing, and focus a lot on English, which you don't have so much in the public schools in Germany. But yeah, so I think that's kind of interesting. Here in Germany, it's more that the education is affordable. Good education is affordable. Yes, we have many private schools from preschool to university here. Okay. And Argentina is the same, the best educators in public schools. Interesting, Gracie. Okay. Interesting. Here in Italy, we have private high school called International School. Same here, which costs too much. Yes. Yes, we have the same thing here. Super, super expensive. I have friends that have sent their kids there. They're very, very happy with it. But it's a certain clientele. I certainly couldn't have afforded to send my kids there, but I probably would have if I could have. Anyway, all right. So let's see. So well, let's move on to some vocab words that are related to, hold on, what are we talking about? Okay, I don't know. Education. So here are some words related to education. Wait, sorry, hold on. Nocella. Studying at public university in Italy usually costs between 500 and 4,000 euros per year in tuition, depending on your family income. Then you have to add living expenses. So, I mean, as an American, when I see 500, which that is so low, that's incredible. That's the way it should be. I really don't understand why it is the way it is in the United States, that healthcare and education are so expensive, because one would think that the state would want to spend money so that the people are healthy and smart. So it blows my mind. It's crazy. I went to public elementary school, but all others were private. So all others, do you mean like for junior high and for high school, you went to private school? Is that what you mean, Yuki? Okay, let's learn some new vocab. I'm probably going to have to hop over. No, I think I'm good. I need to mix this up now because I have new options. So it makes it a little bit more exciting. Yeah, I'm good. And here we go. Okay. Hopefully that's going to work. Doop. There we go. All right. So here we have vocabulary words. We have this word syllabus. Not syllable. So syllable is Jennifer. Jennifer. And syllabus, something different. Private schools are expensive, but they are pay badly for the educators. Okay. So it's weird like that. That's mind-boggling. You would think they would earn the most money because the schools make a lot of money, but okay. All right. Then we have number 2, credit. And we're not talking about banks here. Credit. Number 3, elective. And 4, course subjects. So here are our definitions. A class the students can choose to take. B, a point or unit earned for completing a course. C, main subjects that all students must study. And D, a document that shows what topics will be studied in a course. So which one works best with syllabus? Syllabus. So what can you tell me? We have some private schools, but mostly in our capital. Okay, so not so many in Moldova. In Serbia, education is free, but faculties have quotas, how many students can study for free. Okay, the rest have to pay part of the expense. And Yelena, I'm just guessing, is it merit-based? Meaning that if you have really good grades, then you don't have to pay? Or how does it work? I'm curious. All right, so we have everyone answering. Kaluna, Yuki, and Michaela saying one is D, syllabus. Syllabus. So when you start a new class at university, typically, I am hearing English every day, but I can understand. I felt I can get fluency because I am tired to build sentences. I'm struggling so much. I made so many mistakes. Please tell me how to achieve fluency. So achieving fluency, just in a short sentence here, practicing. It looks like you already can write a lot. You probably understand a lot. If you want to practice speaking and you don't have anyone to speak with, I highly recommend you check out my account here. I'll pop it up here if you don't already follow me. On my account, down here, English with Jenn 123. In the videos section, I have about 30 something videos where you can take a look and practice your speaking. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Oh no. Oh, I've made everything big, tiny. Oh, I don't know what I did. Oh, maybe, hold on, let me see. I don't know, I did this in one of our live streams. I don't know. I did. Now I see nothing. I hope you can see everything. Oh man, I have no idea what I did. Let me see. Maybe this is okay. I don't know. Please let me know if you can see everything. I can no longer see myself at all. It's perfect. Good. Okay, then whatever. It is even sadder. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Everyone's saying one is D. It is even sadder to know that once graduated, you don't have the chance to get a good job. Definitely. And especially in the States where you spend tons of money and you can't even get a job. You can see everything. Okay, so one syllabus absolutely is D, a document that shows what topics will be studied in a course. So, and just for the record here, I can see you, not the slides. Oh no, Lorena. Okay, hold on, let me click on this. You're on now, can you? Hopefully you can, I can only see your picture. Okay. Hopefully for Natalia and for Lorena, I think you're in the long format that it should be better now. Please let me know. I think that I had clicked on something strange. We can see you, Miss Jenn. Maybe you're having trouble at the other live with the vertical one. No slide. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure how to fix this. So you can only see me. You can't see the slide. I can only see you. Oh, no, we don't want that. All right. So let me see what I'm going to do here. I am so not computer illiterate. This is when, you know what? I should have learned this in school. Okay, so let's see. Hold on. We lost a slide, still no slide. All right, but I think I'm actually back on track. Believe it or not, ta-da, we're back, right? I hope everyone's okay. All right, I can see only you, Jenn, but not the slides. And now, hopefully now you can see, okay? The slides disappear still. Now we are back. Yoo-hoo! Yay! I am not touching anything. I'm not touching anything, okay? All right, whew. All right. So number 2, you already all answered as well. Okay, sorry about that. 1 was D, 2 is of course B, as you all mentioned, a credit. I can't see, I use the mobile phone. Okay, so let me see, maybe that kicked that off. But normally you should be able to see it. Maybe, Yelena, if you don't mind, if you can hop out and pop into, because this live stream has two different thumbnails. And one of them is this format and one is this format. I have no idea why they do it that way, but that's how they've done it. So maybe if you don't mind, if you can hop out and then click on the other one. Sorry, my dear. All right, so number 3, moving on to number 2, sorry, is B. A credit is a point or a unit earned for completing a course. I still have nightmares that I don't have enough credits to graduate from university. I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need 6 more credits. I have to find those credits. I have nightmares about this still today. All right, Kaluna and Lorena and Natalia are saying that elective is A, that 3 is A, and elective is A. Absolutely, now okay. Thank you. Sorry. Elective is A, and that is a class the students can choose to take. So it's a class the students can choose to take. It's usually something like artsy or music. It's usually something fun, maybe poetry, writing, lots of different things that are sort of outside of the norm. It is scary, Yuki. I always think that I have not graduated from university, but I do have my degree somewhere to prove it. All right, yes, exactly. 3 is A. And last but not least, core subjects. So your core subjects that you have in school. 4 is C. Main subjects that all students must study: math, science, maybe history, perhaps a language, depending on the school that you go to, the country you live in. Yeah, exactly, everyone. 4 is C. So we have syllabus, credit, elective, and core subjects, a nice little set of vocabulary words that can help us talk about studying. And just as a note here, because we have syllabus, which is once you are sitting inside the course, your teacher will give you, core subjects are mostly boring. I so agree. Yuki, totally. So yeah, it wasn't until I went to university that I learned to love learning, because then they put everything into perspective. I felt like at school, everything was like, you study this, you study this. There was no connection between anything. And then once I went to university and you had art history and music history and sociology and all of these different things started to kind of come together. Like this thing was happening at this time and this was what was going on. And then for me, then it started to connect a little bit better. But okay, so syllabus is when you're sitting in a class and you read, okay, we have this chapter, we're going to study this, we'll learn this, we'll learn this. So syllabus is when for a specific course, and curriculum is when we talk about the entire program. So in your curriculum, maybe you have 200 credits that you need to earn. And so, yeah, so then you will have to take different subjects. And yeah, that's what we have. Biology, history, and art is my favorite ones. Yes, so history and art, definitely. Biology, a lot of learning. I don't know. I love history, I love art, I love sociology, I loved everything that had to do with people. Yeah, all of this sort of mathematical things is kind of like, oh, do we have to? But yes, you do. You do have to. You have to in some form or fashion, because you need to focus, be able to function in the world. All right, so I'm going to show you 2 different teachers, okay? And I want to hear what you have to say about them. Let me scroll down here, switch up our slide. I hope everyone is able to see things again. My apologies that this is a little all over the place. I saw that this was an option last night and thought, let's just give this a shot and see what it's like. Mathematics give me anxiety. Same here, nightmares about that too. All right, so we have 2 teachers here, right? We have 2 different teaching styles, let's say. We have teacher A. What can you tell me about teacher A? And what can you tell me about teacher B? And like, what do you think these teachers are like? So basically, the first question is, what can you tell me about these two teachers? And what is good and bad about having them as a teacher? Because we have all had the very strict teachers, and we've all had the real friendly, easy, kind of like a friend teacher. So what is the good, the bad, and the ugly about these teachers? What can you tell me? A structured and strict old-fashioned teacher, right. So first one is the strict teacher. In my days, when I was in elementary school, they still would hit kids. So we had a principal, and she would come into the cafeteria, and everybody would put their lunch tray up properly, because she had a wooden ruler and she had a paddle, and she would hit you. So I'm still from those days where we had teachers that hit the kids. Chemistry gave me anxiety. Gotcha. A strict and demanding teacher, right, is the first teacher A. Teacher to B is friendly and has a nice rapport. Love that word. Sort of nice sort of way of dealing with people, a rapport, a connection with people. If you have a good rapport with someone, you have a nice connection. Thank you, Gracie, for using that word. Teacher B is friendly, and he is better for students. B, open-minded and friendly teacher. Okay. Just to play devil's advocate here, what would you say would be the good thing about teacher A? Teacher A looks strong-willed. She's not messing around. A seems like the old type of teacher, and B is the latest type of teacher. Teacher A is a strict one that you need to be 3 to 5 chapters ahead in your studies, because she always had recitation and surprise quizzes. You need to be always ready. Yes, absolutely. 5 steps ahead of that teacher, 3 to 5 steps ahead. My first English teacher was similar to teacher A. Oh, Karina, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hate to hear that when people say that their teachers were really strict and sort of conservative. But I think that there are good things with having a strict teacher. I remember with having a strict teacher, you felt like you, to a certain extent, you wanted to live up to their expectations. They really taught you something. They had things under control. And sometimes teacher B, not so much. You know, teachers need to have a little bit of distance from their students so that they can have this sort of respect to a certain degree. So teacher A is old style, absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad that it's old. I'm glad that it's no longer around or no longer fashionable to be that kind of teacher. But maybe you can tell me, did you have a teacher that was teacher A or teacher B that was your favorite teacher? Teacher B, you learn because the teacher wakes your interest. That's true too. That's true. Teacher A, you learn because you are afraid, you are scared, and teacher B, because you are genuinely interested. Okay, I get that. Totally. I totally see your point there. All right. So let's see. Let's move on to a couple more vocab words related to teachers and in teaching influences that we have in our lives. So let's see. And if you have anything that you want to add, of course, feel free to do so. Nowadays, teachers like A can be accused of power harassment. Totally, right? Oops, hold on. Let me move. We have some comments coming in. So let's see. Teacher B is somehow approachable. Love that word too. You can easily go to them. If you have a problem, if you have something you want to share, you can approach them. But some students abuse exactly the kindness and forget to respect boundaries. Yes, I think that's an issue. Teacher B, I think, always willing to help and understanding the material. He attacks students with his smile. Oh, that's cute, Natalia. I like that. Let's see. So Yelena, a teacher is old school. She is strict and conservative. Teacher B is friendly and relaxed like Jen. Thank you. Let's see. Some students need a teacher, need teachers, A teachers, and some others B. I agree with that. Definitely. I prefer teacher A, but I don't like her. Yes, I get that. So teacher A helps you to learn, but you don't really like that style. Totally agree with Kaluna. Teacher B is my favorite. All right. And you're like teacher B. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Let me remove this and learn a couple new vocabulary words, also related to teachers and teaching, more teachers. It is better to learn in a nice atmosphere. It's more pleasant, definitely, but I think that to be a teacher B takes more energy somehow because of the fact that students can take advantage of you. I think that they abuse the sort of the coolness, if you will. The pros of teacher A, you make your students to study hard. I think with teacher A, you learn a lot, but it's sort of this like, if I don't learn, I'm going to get in so much trouble. So there's always this fear factor. As a mother, I was like teacher A, same here. Same here. I was definitely more like A. I was parent A, teacher A, definitely. So, okay, here we go. I hope that this font is not too small. Maybe you can give me a little feedback if you can see this okay. For me, it's teeny tiny. Yeah, me too. So, okay, so we're all sort of parent A's, the strict kind, definitely. But my kids say nowadays they're happy that I was strict with them, you know. But maybe that's just because it's Christmas time. Sometimes a little bit of discipline could help with respect and responsibility from students. I think like something like the perfect teacher is someone between A and B, something like Ibe, something in between. Because then you have like the strictness, so the kids respect you, but you have the approachability because it's sort of like a fairness in a way. All right, 1, mentor. 2, role model. 3, guidance. 4, supportive. So A, someone who sets a good example to others. Lucky you, mine not yet. See okay, middle ground. Yeah, definitely. B, help or advice that shows someone what to do. C, a person who teaches or advises someone with less experience. And D, give help, encouragement, or kindness to someone. So we have number 1, mentor. Alessio is saying C. Kaluna is saying C. Yelena is going with C for a mentor. Kind of sounds like the Mentos, like those little mints. Mentor. Hey, Mohammed, didn't know you were here. 1 year is C. So a lot of people are saying C. And those of you who have said C, you are absolutely correct. A mentor is C, a person who teaches or advises someone who is less experienced. It's wonderful to have a good mentor in life. They aren't happy with authority, Mom. They will be one day. They will be, Gracie. Definitely. Sorry, C. No stress, Mohammed. No stress. So 1 is C. Absolutely not easy to find a good mentor. No, definitely not. But if you do, you get really lucky. Okay, Lorena's saying role model is A. So is Natalia. So is Kaluna. Anybody else have a guess with number 2, role model? Kind of like mentor and to a certain degree. So 2A, someone who sets a good example for others. So they say that parents are supposed to be good mentors for their kids, to show them how to do the right thing, not necessarily tell them. I show, tell, and scream. Sometimes you have to dance it. I will do whatever. But yeah, 1 ear and out the other. So yeah, so much for that. Anyway, number 3, guidance. What can you tell me about guidance? Guidance. And we have guide, like a person who shows you around, and guidance. And just as a pronunciation thing, guidance. So it's not guidance, guidance. Everyone is saying B. All right, so 1 was C, 2 is A, and 3 is, of course, B. So we have guidance, B, help or advice that shows someone what to do. We need guidance in life. We need someone to help us and to guide us through different projects. And last but not least, supportive. We have Yuki saying D, which I think is going to make sense. So supportive, D, giving help, encouragement, or kindness to someone. Then you are supportive of someone. And teachers are often supportive of their students. They do what they can to try to help them to learn and to grow perhaps as people as well. All right, so we're going to move on to some more questions about teachers. Let me hop over. Actually, I think I'm okay where I am. So let me scroll down and add our next slide. Thank you, everyone, for guessing. It's so cool to have everyone participate. Were any of these words new, out of curiosity? So, all right, so let's see. It feels so good to be back home and having lessons with y'all. It's so nice. All right, so number one, what are the pros and cons of being a teacher? Oof. There's a lot to say, I think. Pros and cons of being a teacher. What are the pros and cons? I have my kimono behind me. Yuki, I still have the kimono here. I've not done anything with it. So, all right. So what are the pros and cons? What are the good things? What are the bad things about being a teacher? I knew all of those. Okay, thanks for the feedback. Thank you, thank you. What are the pros and cons of being a teacher? What can you tell me? I know, with my kimono, I need to do something. I have 1,000 half-finished projects. Teaching is one of the best ways of learning, definitely, right? So teaching can help you to remember something better. That's definitely a pro for sure. I think a pro is being able, I think if you teach children, then it keeps you young, it keeps you current, helps students to learn is a pro. Yeah, so there's this good feeling of being able to help others. You have a good feeling about that. Make a difference in someone's life. Maybe if you know a student that has problems at home and you're really there for them, you can really reach someone, you can really help that person. Teaching should be a labor of love, definitely. Definitely. Pro, good and stable salary. Con, unending learning and studying for you to be able to teach. Okay, so you're constantly having to learn new things maybe. Pros, getting respect. Okay, not in the Western world. Teachers have no respect these days. I feel really sorry for teachers in the West because parents think that their kids are little princesses and princes and they do nothing wrong. In my day and age, it's like the teacher had the ultimate respect. If your teacher said you did something wrong, your parents believed them. And nowadays they don't at all. So something in between is probably healthy, but nowadays it's pretty harsh to be a teacher, in the West at least. Staying always young with children, right? It keeps you young. It totally keeps you young. You see the results in people's and that's very rewarding. Definitely. Having a lot of stressful situations about education process. Yeah, maybe it's stressful. I think it's tiring. Like I taught English art at an elementary school, and it was so exhausting. After at least 4 hours, I was done, and I have tons of energy. So when you meet these teachers that are older and they're tired and they're grumpy, I get it. You're just done. When you have 30 kids saying your name all day long and you're totally having to have your antennae out everywhere and look for different things, that's exhausting. Pro, time off. Yeah. So you have some time off, some extra time off in the summer, maybe, and other vacations. They can help students to learn and be good people. At the same time, prepare them for their future life, definitely. Positive, make positive impact. Okay, so positive is hold on. Alessio's comment's gone. Let me scroll up. Positive impact on children, enjoy long breaks during the summer, creative job. You increase your knowledge somehow. Negative, a lot of stress, low pay, dealing with challenging students, and I would say challenging parents too. Draining of the teacher's energy, not having a family support is a con. Cons, low pay, at least in Italy, same in Germany. I might fall asleep. Okay, good night, Yuki. We're tucking you in. Sleep tight. Teachers have the responsibility to shape new generation, could be a pro and a con. That's true, depending on what type of teacher they are. All right, what about number 2? Can you remember a great teacher from school? Tell us about them. Who is your favorite teacher? Which subject did they teach? And why did you like them so much? What did they do that inspired you in some way? Treated as babysitters, totally, definitely. Teachers in the West these days, they don't get much respect. Definitely, they are very much seen as like sort of babysitters that need to do everything. They're like babysitters, and parents expect you to raise their children too. So yeah, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Okay. It's a good idiom. Love that. Teaching demands a lot of energy and responsibility. Very hard work. I think only a good person can be a good teacher. Definitely. Definitely. You have to be doing it for the right reason. It's not the money or the glory, because there's none of that. You do it because you love it. My teacher at 7th grade was so kind to us and let me feel that I'm doing well and worthy. She's my advisor. Ah, nice, Kaluna. My English teacher was the great. Same with you, Jenn. Oh, thank you. I'm happy you had a good English teacher. My French teacher, she was very strict, but the best one. So sometimes the strict teachers are really good. They really help you learn. Okay, a teacher who believed in me and motivated me to continue. See, it's really like teachers, they deserve more money. They deserve more respect. It's sad that a teacher, the person who educates our future generation, they don't earn a lot of money. They don't get the respect. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. But somebody on Instagram shaking their butt gets all the respect and money. I don't know. Humans. That's all I have to say. All right. At high school, my English teacher from Naples, she didn't teach us English, but she was like a mother. So wait, your English teacher didn't teach you English, but she was very motherly. Okay. All right. My math teacher was super sweet. She was strict but friendly, and she always stayed with me after class when I wanted her to show how I reached the same result using another method. Ooh, Karina, I love that. Oh, that's so cool. That's wonderful. That's so, so nice. Okay. So, and last question. I think we're all probably going to answer the same thing. Are teachers paid enough? Maybe we can find someone in our audience where teachers actually earn a good salary. I think they earn an okay salary here in Germany. Not very good, not the worst. Yeah. French pastry chef teacher in culinary school. He was very skilled and well experienced. I really liked him. Oh, nice, Yuki. My math teacher used to say, there are more than one way to get to Rome. Oh, that's cool. There's more than one way to get to Rome. Not definitely in Argentina. High respect to you, Miss Jenn. Me and my classmates are grateful for you. No, thank you. I'm so, so grateful for y'all. I would not be here if it wasn't for you all showing up every week. Then I would be kind of sad doing I don't know what. So I'm very, very happy that we have our little lovely community here. And so thank you to everyone showing up the way that you do every week, multiple times. So thank you. Okay, so I had a few good teachers. They were strict, but very good and dedicated. So I think it is kind of like this beautiful balance between having a very strict teacher and having one that's empathetic, maybe, and understanding. That's sort of the secret to having a good teacher. Because the guys that are super cool, I don't know that you're going to learn so much. Maybe not. Italy teachers all complain about the salary. In Italy. Here they receive low money, impossible to live. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's the same. I don't understand it. It's something that I think that, yeah, pay an influencer millions and teachers get nothing. But okay, humans are the way they are. All right, so 8, let's see. Well, what have we got? We've got, a poll question, and I'm gonna hop over to here so that you can actually see the poll. Let me scoot up here. Okay, so nice little poll question. Curious to hear what you have to say. What kind of teacher do you learn from best? Okay, so we kind of answered this a little bit already. A funny teacher, a strict teacher, a calm teacher, or an energetic teacher. One that's got a lot of energy, keeps you sort of maybe entertained, I guess. Which one, or maybe if you want to create your own combination, you're more than welcome to do so. Maybe it's not just one thing on this list, and maybe there's something that's not on this list that should be. So what kind of teacher? So B and D, all right. So B and D, so strict and energetic. I would say D, energetic. Natalia says, I think private teachers have higher salaries, but who works in public schools have middle salaries. Okay, so Natalia, I can't remember what it was like in Moldova, that teachers, they earn more in private universities. Okay, so I take it that they're probably better at private schools. So strict is better. All right, Carmen, thank you. Somebody would say D, and I cannot get to the comments. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so that was Alessio. I would say D, energetic. Teachers should have a high salary, maybe like some doctors, because teachers handle a lot of children for long hours. Not the same with doctors, one patient at a time, plus paperwork for teachers. Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of work. You're dealing with students. You're dealing with parents, you're dealing with other teachers, you're dealing with material you have to teach. And you're kind of like, it's also a thing where like, if your class is not doing very well, like on the test and stuff, on the standardized test, it's a little bit of a reflection on you. Like, what are you teaching these kids? So you have a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. Calm is the opposite of energetic. Exactly. Like you have some teachers that just come in and they just have this aura of like, okay, calm. And sometimes kids really react and people react better to that, having sort of this calming influence, and it calms you and it puts you in the mood to learn. Perhaps. Teachers should be the best paid, I think, in the world because they are who shape the new generations. Here, doctors are not well paid either. Aha, Gracie, okay. So B and C, strict and calm. Okay, D for Yuki, energetic. So someone who's lively. Okay, all right, cool. So let's see, Yelena says D as well. We had a lot of people say D. I find that interesting. Having someone who's energetic, who has a lot to say. Okay, cool. So here are some new vocabulary words. We're switching topic to learning environment. We've talked about teachers, we've talked about curriculum, we've talked about some things in general, and now we're heading to our last subject for today, and that is learning environment, which is super important. Calm teachers let students go to sleep. Maybe if it's too calm, then it turns into like this, like, yeah, definitely. You're an energetic teacher. I am by no choice of my own. It's just my thing. So I'm glad a lot of you answered D. Exactly. All right, let's move on, learn some vocab, talk about learning environments. And let's see, hold on, where are we? And last section for today. Yuki, if you're still here, you've almost made it. If not, then I hope you're sleeping well. Okay. Sometimes calm can be boring. That's true. Sometimes calm can be boring. Sometimes it's exactly what maybe an overstimulated crowd needs. It depends on the setting. It depends on the group, like everything. All right. So we have number 1, atmosphere. Number 2, collaboration. 3, resources. And 4, motivation. I am sure this is probably easy for the majority of you. We will go through these very quickly, but I just think it's nice to review words, bring them back up into the surface, back to our active vocabularies. So that we just have them out there. So A, working together with other people. B, feeling, the feeling or mood of a place. C, tools, materials, or information that help you learn or work. D, the reason or energy that makes you want to do something. So what works best with number 1? Alessio, Natalia, and Michaela have all said B. I agree with Yelena. Calm teacher makes me sleepy. Well, then I'm going to do, so you don't go to sleep. No, kidding. All right, so everyone is saying B. Atmosphere, the feeling or mood of a place. Yeah, the atmosphere in a classroom. Sometimes you can have a tense atmosphere in a classroom. You can have a learning space where it feels very relaxed or where it feels open. So this can really affect the way that a student learns. My daughter had massive problems when she was in the 1st grade because the atmosphere in that classroom was horrible. All the girls would gang up on each other. The teacher was always sick. So there was no sort of the feeling of atmosphere in that classroom, not a good atmosphere. All right, collaboration. We have our first answers coming in. We have everyone so far saying 2 is A, 1 was B, 2 is A, atmosphere. 2 is A, working together with other people. Collaboration. Number 2, collaboration, yes, is A, working together with other people. All right, Michaela, keeping us on track. Karina, you're right. 1 was B, 2 is A, and 3, Yelena and, Michaela and Yuki are saying are C. What else? Alessio's saying that it's C. Kaluna as well. All right, so 3, resources. C, the tools, materials, and information you need to learn or work. So nowadays that would be computers, I guess electronic textbooks, maybe not like hard copy books anymore, iPads, smart boards, chemistry sets. Those would all be sorts of resources you need for learning. And motivation, yeah, what you need in a nice learning environment, you need to be with a teacher that motivates you, where you feel the motivation is high, is absolutely D, the reason or energy that makes you want to do something. And teachers absolutely have that sort of power over their classes, right? They have the power to create motivation within their students. Or demotivation, the opposite. All right, why is this not working? Here we go. All right, first get angry. That's what I do. All right, so let's see. I have another slide for us now talking about classroom and like the energy and the situation going on in a classroom. Let's see, I can't even remember what it was. I need to hop over to the other side. So I want you to tell me what is going on. Jen always motivates us to continue learning English and share with us her positive energy. Oh, thank you, Natalia, you're so sweet. And y'all all motivate me to show up here every week and continue. Thank you. The most important thing students need is motivation. Motivation is the engine of learning. I love that. That's beautifully worded. I likely lost my motivation for anything easily, but this class is the exception. Oh, really? That means a lot because I'm the same. I get demotivated very fast. Thank you, Yuki. Oh, that's nice. All right, so here we have a situation. We are in a classroom, and what can you tell me on? We have a nice little story building activity. You can tell me what you think is happening in this situation. What is going on in this classroom? What can you tell me? And anything, there's no right, there's no wrong. We motivate each other. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. We have such a great learning environment here. We're small, but we are absolutely, this is the right people. We have the right people here wanting to learn, who have some, skills to concentrate. It's messy. Yeah, it looks a little chaotic, I would say. Yeah, I hear you, Gracie. I get you. Definitely. What else could you tell me about this? What is going on in this classroom? Great class. Yeah, right. This was actually this kid sleeping right here. This was me in history in the 10th grade history class. That was me. Pupils do what they want. Maybe the teacher is not strict enough. The child is looking motivated and lacking sorry, I couldn't read the A. Lacking motivation and lost confidence in his class. It is time for self-management. All right. No authority, boring class. All right. Definitely. But she's trying. I feel like she's trying. I feel bad for her because it looks like some kids want to learn and the others are just like, whatever. The girl reading in her book, the one kid sort of, I think he's just kind of doing this, right? I thought he was raising his hand. So yeah, things are not working well in this classroom. Do we have any suggestions for this teacher? What are some things that we could suggest to her to do? Or what would you say could work? It doesn't look like this, that it's back on track. What can you tell me? This class is not organized. Definitely not. It's out of control. So my suggestion would maybe to have everybody sit down first. We have some kids standing up and then we have one asleep. The kid is having a hard time understanding the lesson because it's not his favorite subject, unlike the other kids. Okay. The problem maybe is that she doesn't take into consideration the student's interest. That's a good point, Gracie, right? A lot of times teachers teach things according to what interests them rather than understanding the generation they're teaching, or the people they're teaching. To be more requiring. Okay, the child doesn't like school or the class was boring and he fell asleep. He did. You have to catch their attention, definitely. So I think like everybody doing pretty much the same thing might be a good start. Hello to you, Hassan in Bangladesh. Welcome to our lesson. Maybe the teacher will have more interactive class where everyone has time to share their thoughts. That's a great idea. The teacher looks energetic, but students react in different ways to her situation. Definitely. Yeah, I feel the same. I feel really bad for the teacher here. Bad something of resources usage, maybe, I'm not sure. The guy is shattered by the amount of knowledge. His brain exploded. All right, election. Bad election of resources. Okay. I think they behave in this way because it's affordable to behave in this way. Okay, and I think, and to tell you what you want to say is more because it's allowed. She is allowing for them to behave poorly. She doesn't have control over the classroom. She allows for them to misbehave. That could be, yeah, definitely allows. Oh, somehow that, okay, so because we have, so when I type a comment, it's now twice because we have two different things going on. All right, anyway, whatever. Okay, so thank you everyone for sharing your ideas about what's going on in this classroom and how she can do a better job. And let's take a look at some questions about the environment of a classroom. And let's see, hold on, let me pull this up. My suggestion, oops, hold on, Yuki, let me pull up the slide and then I will take a look at your suggestion. I have to hop over here. So my suggestion is to let them sit down and take out proper textbooks, prohibit using smartphones in the classroom, most definitely. Maybe the best moment is when the teacher is absent because he went to the principal. Okay, I agree with Gracie. Jenn is full of positive energy and patience. Oh, thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all are full of positive energy and patience. I feel like we've all kind of found each other, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So thank you. All right, so we have some questions here. And let's say, what makes a good learning environment? Like, would be the perfect classroom for you? What would make it so that it would be a great place for you to learn? From my side, I need variety. I need a lot of variety. I need things to like, this is why I plan my lessons the way that I do. I just think that maybe everyone's like me, which is kind of doing exactly what that teacher did. Planning lessons for herself. But I need a lot of change. I need like things to keep flowing. I can't just stick on one thing for too long. Otherwise it gets boring. So I try to like add a lot of different elements to our lessons so that it kind of keeps going, that it's not just sort of just massive repetition. So that I need something that's new and interesting a lot. During a lesson, a class that shows respect to everyone, a clean classroom, an interactive in a positive way. And Kaluna, I have we'll have a quiz next week about education. And one of the questions I did not use, or one of the points, was that they showed that in a classroom, if you have plants, like live plants in a classroom, that it reduces stress by like 20% or something. I found that so fascinating. Just having nice, fresh plants in a classroom can reduce the stress of the classroom. Involve students' senses, emotions, to have a vivid education. I love that. Also useful. I think also like incorporating, like getting students to prepare things, to do presentations, to not just be the one who's sitting here and talking about different things, but one who really incorporates the students and lets them get a little bit of information and expand on it and teach everyone else. Can be a great way to build self-confidence and also critical thinking. Anybody else want to add anything? You're totally welcome to do so. A safe and supportive space where students feel comfortable taking risks and are motivated to learn. Definitely. So ideal. So important. What about number 2? Do you prefer studying online or in a classroom? What do you have to say? People writing me. So do you prefer studying online or in a classroom? What can you tell me? If you had to go back to school today, do you think it would be better for you to do it online or old school? And I think there's kind of pros and cons to each of these things. Yeah. My daughter was telling me that she just started university in Berlin, as many of you know, and that hardly anybody comes to class. She's like one of the only people that goes to class. And I'm so surprised to hear that. The majority of the people just think, oh, I'll just read the textbook or whatever and not go. I'm so shocked. I'm like, you better go. I prefer online, to be honest. It depends on what you like. I like music playing, okay? Both options are good. 2, yes, it's a risk. Okay, you're on number 2, Lorena. 1 is a combination of atmosphere, collaboration, and motivation. Definitely. Okay. So, all right, what about with number 3? What can you tell me? Does the education system damage originality and creativity? What do you think? What do you think? Do you think the education system in your country, is good for students or not so good for students? What can you tell me? Students are not motivated in socialization. Online is more flexible, but studying in a classroom, you can interact with the class more, maybe. Yeah. I think old school is better for children, definitely, because they need that socialization. They need to be around other kids. I definitely agree with you. I think so. Maybe a mix. I really like a mix. I would prefer studying in a classroom. I would say in person, because other people mistakes can also teach you something. That's interesting. Very cool. Yeah, I think so. Exactly. I used to love classroom because I live in the countryside. I used to love classroom, but because I live in the countryside, I prefer online lessons. Okay, Yuki. And what about with number 3? And as a side question, there is an amazing TED Talk. It's pretty old now, by a professor who talks about this, how he talks about that he feels that the education system is horrible for children, that it teaches them to become kind of like little robots where they learn information, the creativity. Like, lots of children are naturally creative, and something happens through education where we become interested too much in what other people think. And it kind of kills that creativity, because being creative, you have to express yourself. And if you are too concerned about what other people think, then you don't express yourself. You're trying to please other people. And so if you're interested in this TED Talk, if you've not already seen it, send me a message, please, on Instagram, and I will send you a link to that TED Talk. Amazing, amazing TED Talk. Very old now, so maybe some of you know it. Let's see. Sometimes, yes, because of the strict plan that must be followed. I think our education system needs more new and change of our curriculum that caters to the demands, especially in work nowadays. Definitely. Education system was much better 20 years ago than now. Okay. In Italy, public education could sometimes stop the growth of creativity. It definitely does in Germany, probably in the States as well. It did in my day and age. I don't know what it's like today. I think a lot of private schools in the United States really encourage creativity, keep kids thinking, keep the kids exploring things. But you have to pay for that, right? Which is a pity. So like I said, if you're interested in this TED Talk, send me a quick message on Instagram and I will send you it. If you find this topic interesting, then you will definitely love this TED Talk. All right, moving on to some vocab, and then we have a poll question, and then that will be it for today. Private school is for this purpose better. I think so too. I definitely think so. At least in the States. I'm not sure about here in Germany. Yeah, maybe in Germany too. I don't have so much experience with German private schools. I had some friends, like I said, that sent their children to the international school, but yeah, and they were very happy. And I think it was more creative. I would prefer children do not use cell phone up to 13 years old in order that they can pay more attention now. I think that's a brilliant idea. Okay, so we have, again, words that I think are going to be very easy for you, but it's, again, one of these opportunities to just fluff up our vocabulary, make sure that it's still here, and just to keep things, in your active vocabulary. So we have 1, feedback; 2, progress; 3, grading system; and 4, criteria. A, comments that help someone improve. B, how students are scored or marked in a school or course. C, the standards used to judge or measure something. D, to improve over time or moving forward. Natalia, education system must pass throughout big modifications and renewed in this way to respond to contemporary society demands. I agree. It's way too old school. It's not training maybe our kids for the future. And yeah, I agree. It's same here. All right, Alessio's keeping us on track. And he's saying that 1 is A, that feedback. Any other guesses for number 1? What can you tell me? Lorena's going with A, Kaluna A. Any other ideas here for number 1 for feedback? Okay, number 1 is, Lorena said B, not A. Okay, feedback is actually number 1 is A, comments that help someone improve. So a lot of us, and we have feedback from our teachers, we have feedback from our employers. I get feedback from you when you tell me if you like something or you don't like something or try something. So we can give feedback anytime in our lives for different sorts of situations. And so in school, we often get feedback whether we have learned something or not. Alessio saying 2 is D, progress is D. Natalia agrees. Number 1 was A. And number 2, Kaluna saying D. And let's see. Yeah, we'll just go through these kind of quickly. Yeah, Yelena, exactly. So 2D, progress, improvement over time or moving forward. So yes, progress, moving forward, getting better, doing these kinds of things. And we often look for progress when we are talking about education, that we get better in math, we get better in a language. 3, Alessio's saying B, and Natalia is saying C. So we have a little bit of a race here. All right, Yelena's saying B, Kaluna's saying B, and Yuki's asleep, I think. Bye-bye. 3B. Okay, exactly. So grading system, 3 is B, how students are scored or marked in a school or course. In the States, we have A to F, no E. So it's A, B, C, D, and F. For whatever reason, there's no E. And F is the worst, A is the best. In Germany, they have 1 to 6. 1 is the best and 6 is the worst. What is it like? What is the grading system like in your country? Do you have 1 to 6? Do you have A to F minus the E? How do you get grades? What is the best grade and the worst grade in your country? Everyone say good night to you, Yuki. Sleep tight, dear. So 10 grades system. Okay. So is 1 the best and 10 the worst, or 10 is the best and 1 is the worst? 10 grades. So 1 is the worst. Oh, okay. From 0 to 10 as well in Italy? Okay, from 0 to 10. All right. And 0, I'm taking it is the worst. 20 is the best. Okay. I love this. 10 is the best. 10 is the best. All right. So lots of different systems. I don't know why in the States we have A through F minus an E. I have no idea how that came about. That might be an interesting thing to know somehow, because I just took it for granted that it was always that way for every country until I moved to Germany and they did 1 through 6. Have you ever heard about the Steiner education method? It's emphasis on imagination, creativity, and holistic development rather than just academic. Michaela, have never heard of that, but I would have loved that. That would have absolutely been my way to learn. Yes, everything about imagination and creativity, is best for me. But yeah, this academic learning and blah, 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 it was no, thank you. So 1 is the worst, 10 is the best in Italy. Okay, yeah, okay, 1 is the worst. So the opposite here, 1 is the best, 6 is the worst. We use numbers, okay, 90 to 98, or 100 is high grade, mid 80s, worse. Okay, that's the same sort of system actually in the States as well, where an A is about a 90 to a 98, or 100 to about 90, and 90 around 90, 91 maybe is a B. So we do that as well. And so you can have a number or a letter. Interesting, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. It's interesting how people do different things in different countries. I like that. All right, so let's see. Let's move on to our last little poll question for today, and then we will say goodbye. Yes, let's see. All right, and I will hop onto the other side of the screen so that we can all see this easily. Okay, so last question of the day. What kind of learner were you? A, visual, B, auditory. So visual, auditory, kinesthetic, so learning by doing. Or D, I still don't really know. I'm not so sure. So at university, 18 is the minimum to pass the exam, and the best is 30 with LADA. Okay, awesome. Very interesting. Yeah, because I think that we stick with A through F at university. Yeah, if I'm thinking back on my transcripts, the credits I did receive. Yeah, it was A through F. So A and C, okay, so you learn visually and you learn kinesthetically. So you learn by doing, yes. I stick to think more A, visual, okay? D, still don't know. Yeah, I think I'm kind of D as well. It's sort of a mix though. So A, B, and C. Yeah, I kind of need everything and then on repeat. You know, it needs to be multiple sort of senses going in. I need to hear it. Like for instance, when they give you a password so that you can log into something and they send you a code, like an access code, I have to see it and I have to say it, and then I know it. So seeing and saying helps, and that's not really on here. So oral as well. I need oral. I need A, B, and C, and D, and oral. It's like an alphabet. Exactly. A, B, C. All right, I won't sing. Sorry. So a lot of us are sort of like, we need everything. Just pile it all on, you know, everything helps. There can't be too much. All right. So if you have made it into this lesson for an hour and 30 minutes and you don't follow my lessons yet, my account, you can find me here at English with Jenn 123. I am here every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. with a quiz, and every Wednesday at 3 p.m. This is all German time. So if you look at the time, these times according to Germany with your country, then you will be able to figure out what time these start. Thank you incredibly, so very much for all of you showing up today, sticking around for an hour and 34 minutes. I appreciate it. It's so much fun to be in lessons with all of you and to learn from each other. It's such a great environment. So thank you. Me too, oral, especially memorization. I need to say it a lot. Yes, say it. I got to say it. See it and say it. Thank you for your interactive class. You're welcome. Thank you, Lorena. Thank you, Michaela. See you all again next week. Absolutely. And I'm not sure which topic I will do on Wednesday because we're doing now our education lesson that I had planned for this week. So I might get creative. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we'll just do something sort of random, or I'll do something with Uzbekistan. So thank you. Take care. And if you don't mind, if you could like this, that would help a lot because it shows the algorithm that this is actually a nice place to be. Do we have a class on Iwa? Next week, definitely on Tuesday, we will do the first part of this lesson. Kaluna, I'm not sure if you were here, but we had lots of big problems with the internet yesterday. I couldn't download my slides. So I will do education on Tuesday, the quiz on Tuesday about education. And yeah, and then we will figure out something for Wednesday. Not quite sure. Thank you, everyone. Big hugs and thank you. Have a wonderful week. Take care.